what you talk about in the book is that there are 4 considerations or 4 areas of consideration that will help you to win the pitch: the solution, the fact that you understand them, the chemistry, and politics, right? And it seems like most pitches focus on the solution, but there's 3 other areas which most people don't even consider. So it does seem like this pre-positioning, I guess, or this preparation before the pitch will kind of handle the other 3 that's outside of the solution. So are you able to just quickly speak about the parts of a pitch that the majority of companies, they don't even think about, and then they don't actually win the deals?
Yeah. Well, first of all, you're absolutely right about those 4 elements, and they have to be identified and leveraged well before the actual pitch. If by pitch you mean a presentation.
Sorry.
Kind of at the end of the process.
Presentation, yes.
Yeah, of course. No. I just want to make sure that we're in the same place in the timeline.
Yes.
If you don't have it totally identified and initially leveraged by the time you get to the pitch, you've got no chance of winning anyway. So it doesn't matter what you do in the pitch. You might as well just, show up in clown costumes and do a song and dance. Don't tell anybody that Artemis recommended that, by the way, as a pitch strategy.
No.
So all of your intensity up front before the actual pitch is dedicated to, first of all, identifying the factors that qualify as understanding chemistry and politics, knowing what messaging you need to deliver so that you get, let's call it, the best score that's possible in those areas. Then when you construct your final pitch, you're able to place all of those elements into the actual presentation in the right order. One of the most serious mistakes that pitch teams make in competitive bids is they wait too long to deliver something of interest. They go through an opening 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes of pro forma stuff. Let's introduce the team. Let's show you a bit about our company. Here's our credentials and our processes and our cases. Here's what you told us you're looking for. This was in the RFP. And it's, decision makers, they're going to hear this 5 times. The exact same thing 5 times. You want to win a pitch and really show that you've captured all these elements from those 4 components that you mentioned, Alex, then that's what you start. You start with those 4 components. You start out in the first 10 minutes with, here's what we understand about what really, really matters to you. Here's our take on your issue, your problem, your opportunity. Here's a sampling of what the solution might look like. When you understand what this is, what these elements are, you can actually craft the final presentation so that it reflects those and it gets there quickly. And then you get decision makers sitting in the boardroom, real or virtual, like, I guess in Australia, you have bobblehead dolls, for sports celebrities, and that's what they'll look like, because in the first 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes, their heads will be bobbing up and down like bobblehead dolls, and you've got them won at that point.
And it all comes down to understanding their challenges, their business, and the individuals within the team, and the politics between the individuals, and then obviously having a chemistry that they like you and your team, right? Which will come from them thinking that you understand them and you've done the research, and that basically, like, it's almost like they need to think that you understand them a lot better than everyone else, plus they like you more because of it, and they can see how far that you've gone. And I'm sure everyone is going to love that. Is that the mindset around it, or the thinking?
That's exactly the mindset around it. An interesting thought exercise for your listeners is to do this. Think of the feedback that you've gotten after successful pitches and unsuccessful pitches. If you've lost a pitch, I'll wager that the feedback you got were things like, it was very close. It came down to price. Your solution didn't quite fit our criteria of what we were looking for. Please try again next time. So it's very rational. It's not meant to hurt your feelings. It's frankly not very useful. Now, think of the feedback that you get when you win. What are they telling you? We loved your passion. We loved your dedication. You really got us. You really understood us. We felt a good connection with you. We were energized by the interactions we had with you. These are different for a reason. You didn't get feedback initially when you lost that we didn't feel any passion. We didn't feel any devotion. We didn't like you very much. Maybe if they did tell you that, by the way, that would be awesome because you could do something with it. But there's a reason why passion and chemistry and so on comes up as feedback, and that's because it really mattered. They didn't tell you that, well, you had the better solution. They believed you had the better solution, but the reason they thought you had the better solution is because they liked you, because you understood them, because you showed passion and intensity. So, all these things come together. Everything we talk about in the book. Yes, an organization can use a specific chapter alone to probably improve some of their results. But the best outcomes you get is when you fit all these pieces together, as you've been alluding to, and that turns into a thing of beauty.